This is the KJ Singh Show with your host, KJ Singh. I just really want to say thank you to my new followers, my new subscribers. I really appreciate you because, I'm just getting started and it's very encouraging. This is a platform where I will be discussing topics, whether it's equality, whether it's human rights, harm reductionism, whether it's, deterring the scourge of neoliberalism, or it's colonialism, the issues with regard to Zionism, and it's barbaric conflicts, and as well as the imposition of apartheid states. I'll be discussing a lot of the conflicts that are going on in the world, and and I really appreciate you guys for following me because, it is, when you have a billionaire owned media, it's really encouraging to have people who support an alternative voice. Now, there are alternative voices out there that I really recommend, from, Novara Media to Useful Idiots to, to Sam Cedar and the Majority Report. There's a contingent of people who I really respect and I think are quite inspirational. And the plan is to keep doing content, because it is something that is so crucial, that is important to me. I'm going to be, and it's almost cathartic, as well as something that just lets me break down a lot of the concepts that are on my mind, that are beating on my heart. So I'm going to continue talking these subjects. My next videos, not all my videos will be planned, of course. I'll be discussing things that are current affairs, but I have a few things planned, such as the breakdown of the debate between Norman Finkelstein and the Twitch streamer Destiny. My last video on Norman Finkelstein got a lot of views and a lot of angry comments from Destiny hate watchers. Not that it matters anyway. It's it's all welcome. Because I know that this is a small channel, and therefore the algorithm doesn't know which audience to push it out to. Currently, Destiny and his cult followers are trying to look out for any criticism of Destiny and defend him, protect his honor with their lives, which is ridiculous. But especially when he's lying so consistently. I also have a TikTok channel, and I'm in one of my next couple of TikTok videos. I'm going to be discussing the issue of a certain clip in that video that I've discussed in my past video, where Norman Finkelstein discusses the unaliving, the killing of 4 children on the beach by IOF, and then Destiny saying no, Norman Finkelstein was lying because these children were coming out of a Hamas compound. The problem here, however, these 4 children coming out of a Hamas compound isn't actually consistent with what journalists have said. In fact, he's taking the view of the IDF, of the Israel military, in that they themselves have exonerated themselves. Just imagine Trump exonerating himself after being impeached. Him creating a group of people to investigate his own crimes. Make that make sense. So I'm going to be doing a breakdown of how Norman Finkelstein exposed Destiny, how he exposed Benny Morris, and let's not forget Mouin Rabbani, who was very coherent. He's perhaps the most most level-headed person there. He's not with the patience and the the sanity of a saint, which I thought was very respectable. My next video, just directly next, will be on the Labour Party and how it's embraced Thatcherism. For those that don't know, neoliberalism, which is the complete destruction of workers' rights, the financialization of our economy, where it's all about how keeping interest rates low so that bankers can invest and buy up large stocks in order to keep the economy going. It's kind of like a almost artificial, in that it kind of like creates an economy that is based on debt. That is, debt is part of the course in this neoliberal model. This neoliberal model was pushed by Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan, and it just so happens that these two politicians were also pro-apartheid South Africa, and of course pro-apartheid Israel. And this is not very different to the current incarnation of the centrist liberal parties, which are really, for all intents and purposes, they are far right on a lot of issues. Really, where is the representation of Labour? You'd expect it to be represented by Labour. Such ridiculousness. So this channel, I'm going to discuss breakdown of Norman Finkelstein and his debates. I'm also going to discuss the failings of neoliberal parties. I'm going to discuss the issues of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, where you see, and I'm going to discuss the history following literally decades of trauma-induced conflict and trauma-induced just displacement, where millions upon millions of people are displaced or by these militia groups that were created amidst this this severe catastrophic event, otherwise known as the Rwanda genocide. I'm going to discuss this in detail, and I'm going to, and if you follow me on TikTok, you may see some of these discussed sooner than later. My TikTok is kj.astra, at kj.astra, currently as it stands. I may change it in the future, the username, but currently it is kj.astra. That's the username. I'll probably link to it from my description. And so I'm going to be discussing, these humanitarian issues, but also worker rights. Basically, if you were to just realize, humanitarian principles, which I try to as much as I can, and I also believe that humans have innate value. I believe that you cannot simply negate the value of a person simply for not fitting into the constraints of an economic model that makes them like donkeys chasing carrots. That's not the value of the human being. A human being cannot realize their truest potential if they're constantly on that treadmill trying to make money for their bosses. But so I'm going to discuss this as well in the future. It's basically progressivism, leftism, and also the misuse of left progressivism by liberal centrists to try and justify their own colonial and power-centric careerism, essentially. This is what we see with Keir Starmer, what we see with Joe Biden. And it's disappointing we don't really have a representation in politics for the left or the truly centre-left at this point. We don't really have a truly centre-left party that is pro-human rights, that is against apartheid, that sees, people like Martin Luther King Jr., who suffered because they're at the mercy of this centrist liberal onslaught, who said that he was going too far. He was going too far in his quest for poverty reduction campaigns. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. My next video will be coming very shortly, and I'm planning to do about 3 to 5 videos a week. It depends on my other workload. I also do art too, which I may post my link to in the description. But Probably not this video because I've not got the website set up yet, but I'm going to be doing more. And political art too. Not quite at the level of Banksy yet, but working towards just improving my ability to express my art politically speaking. But thank you. I really appreciate every one of my subscribers. You matter.